So you decided you want to create an online course or e-learning program, but you need someone to help you develop it because you don't want to spend the rest of your life doing it. Well, today we're going to tell you how to find an online course or e-learning course development company.
But first, we want to give you a free gift.
We got a gift.
If you want to create a professional video without needing a professional video production team and learn how to create a highly engaging video in 9 simple steps, this gift is for you. It's us to you. Download it. It's linked below.
So the first thing you need to do when you're looking for an e-learning course development company is you need to educate yourself and figure out what kind of course you're creating. And what we mean by this is what type of content. There are so many different types of courses. The most basic 2 types though are a video-based course or an authored e-learning course. When we say an authored e-learning course, we have a whole video on our channel linked right here all about authoring tools. Authoring tools build courses. You want to make sure that you know this before you go hire someone because you may not need that. We recommend that the simplest type of course that you can create that's going to create value for your learners is to build a video-based course. It's also going to save you money because you are going to be able to use cheaper learning management systems like Kajabi. And if you want a 30-day free trial instead of a 14-day free trial, we got a link right below the video. Check it out.
The second thing is that you want to work with a company that not only creates courses, but more importantly, has its own course and has done it successfully. You do not want to work with a company. They cannot be a top e-learning company that develops courses if they haven't done it on their own. Another subset of that is that you want to make sure that this company that has created its own course is creating recurring revenue because of it. They have their own methodology. They have their own practices, methods, and principles as well. There's nothing wrong with buying a methodology or the franchise type model, finding something out there and reselling that. Nothing wrong with that. We are big believers in opening your eyes, utilizing different methodologies to help you get to where you want to be. But you want to make sure a top company has figured out a competitive edge, a competitive advantage in order for you to have a successful course.
Exactly. Now here's the thing. When we first started building e-learning programs and online courses for the first 5 years of our business, we didn't have our own course. And hey, our excuse was, hey, we know how to build content and we're so busy that we don't have time to build our own course. But we still felt like we weren't practicing what we were preaching. And the reality is we weren't. So then we decided, let's build our own course. And guess what? The first one failed terribly. Then we took everything we learned, built our second course, and now it is successfully helping more and more students every month. So that is what we mean by practice what they preach. It's one thing to know how to build courses, and it's another thing knowing how to build courses that are actually impacting learners. And guess what? That's what you want, results for your learners.
The third thing is you want to identify development goals and timeline. Those are absolutely critical. A top e-learning company truly understands that. Not just goals from the perspective of, oh, this is how many hours we want the content or the course to be. We're talking about return on investment.
What do you want to get out of the course? And this all starts with learning outcomes, okay? So when you're building a course, you want to figure out what the biggest challenge that you're solving for your learners. If this is for employees, then it's going to be a challenge that helps your employees most likely become more efficient and effective at their job. That either is going to increase your revenue or decrease your costs. If you're building a course to sell, you want to make sure that your investment actually gets you sales. Before working with our clients, we always ask them, hey, why aren't you doing this yourself? Because you can. We can give you the tools for free that you can use. And sometimes they're like, oh, well, thank you, Johnny and Hector. You really saved us a lot of money by giving us these tools. And then they go and they do it and they develop it themselves. A lot of other times they say, guys, honestly, like, I just don't have the time. And I don't want to be like all these other companies that never launch their programs because I say I'm going to make the time for it, but I really don't have the time. Well, that's why timeline is so important. If your goal is to launch an e-learning program in 5 years, don't hire anyone for it. Build it yourself. But if your goal is to launch an e-learning program this year, maybe it is a good idea to hire someone else to help you with it.
The fourth thing is to find, right? Focusing on the word find, a top e-learning development company for your course is asking your network that has worked with an e-learning company for their own course or their e-learning programs, okay? Google, Clutch, those are all wonderful platforms and softwares out there to really give you a lot of information. The truth is though, if you are phenomenal at search engine optimization, you can really boost your results in Google. If you pay for Clutch, or if you pay for Yelp, or if you pay for Google advertisements to be a sponsor, then you could be boosted up. But to really get that genuine, authentic, crystal clear data on who's a top company, ask your network, hey, who here has hired a professional e-learning company to develop your course or your e-learning program? Sit down with them, talk to them, ask them the questions, go through these points and see if they will meet your needs.
But Johnny and Hector already did that and no one knows anybody, or they do, but they don't have a proven track record or no one's worked with them. Well, in that case, still talk to that company, but you need to take a handful of companies now, and you can find the rest by doing a search on Google, on Clutch, wherever you do your searching. And then what you really want to do is evaluate first based on reviews. Second, you want to interview each company. And third, you want to test each company, or at least test the one that you are interested in working with. And really, even if you get your questions answered in one, well, in the first part here, number 4, when you ask your network, still have them test something out for you. Have them build out a video to see how it turns out and show it to your learners and see how they react. Test, test, test. And you want to at least talk to 3 top-rated companies.
And remember, that free gift that is linked below. If you want to develop a professional video without needing a professional video production company, and you're trying to produce a highly engaging training video or training videos, you will learn that in 9 simple steps. It is linked below. It is our gift to you.
Thank you for the likes and subscribes.